Okay. Okay.
So that's this session. Can you record this?
Yes, I am recording. Okay, so myself G.C Rakesh. I have more than 8 years of experience in SAP and more than 2 years in domain. So my SAP experience includes uh, more than 5 years in SAP SD, and then remaining is my GTS experience. I am into implementation project in SAP GTS from last 2.5 years, and I am also involved in support projects. So this is my experience, and I got an opportunity in GTS uh, to implement various countries like Mexico, Australia, and now I am into US. We are trying to implement SAP GTS for country called US, and I was trying to buy IBM on SAP GTS when I was working with IBM. That is the reason now I am into SAP GTS. Okay, so this is overall experience on SAP GTS and SAP SD. So Shushant, can I have your experience?
Yes, yes. I'm Sushant. Basically, I'm from Orissa, and
Oh,
I'm right now I'm in Chennai, and I have worked as a SAP SD consultant around 2 years. Now I worked here in RTVC. In 1 year I was a VMS consultant, and I'm trying to now to enter in GTS. What is about the cities, all those things.
mm-hmm.
So this is my past experience.
Nice, nice. Prabhakar, can I have your introduction?
Yeah. This is Prabhakar. I'm having total 15 years of experience in which 6.6 years of having SAP experience and domain experience of 9 years. Right now I'm working for IBM India Limited. Rakesh. I want to upgrade myself. I want to survive in the market. Moreover, I didn't get the opportunity to work on different areas in this. So I want to learn GTS basically.
Okay,
This is my aim.
okay. Thanks, Prabhakar.
Okay,
So, do you know anything about SAP GTS prior to joining, or is it entirely new for you?
is new for me. Actually,
Okay,
when I was in Ericsson, we have some GTS consultants. My team is having GTS experience, but we are not working. I don't get the chance to learn on GTS.
okay, fine. So, SAP GTS, uh, we have a module in SAP, and it is a very new module in SAP. GTS is Global Trade Services. Abbreviation for GTS is Global Trade Services. By seeing this description, we can understand that we are going to deal with global trade. That means whenever you are exporting or importing goods from one country to another country, we will deal with this GTS module, right? That means we will be dealing with the international business whenever goods are transported across the nations. Okay, so let me tell you, before we take a decision of learning, we'll have few questions in our mind, like why this GTS is required for the business and how it is useful for me, why clients will implement SAP GTS. Okay, let me put it in notepad. What is SAP GTS, and then why it is required for business, how it is useful for my career. Okay, so basically everybody will have these questions in their mind whenever they are taking a decision to learn SAP GTS. Okay, I have told you what is SAP GTS. Okay, it is a new module introduced by SAP to handle customs related activities and then to handle international business whenever cross-border trade is happening. Okay, I'll tell you how we have to connect GTS and all later, but
Okay.
this is what SAP GTS and why it is required means whenever goods are transported from one country to another country, you have to cross the border. When you are crossing the border, you have to follow certain rules and regulations imposed by the countries. And also, you have to obey those rules and regulations. That means, let me open one Excel sheet. Suppose if you are exporting goods from India to US. Okay, so assume that your company is in Bangalore or maybe in Chennai. I'll take Bangalore now. So if you are exporting from Bangalore through ocean, we don't have ocean in Bangalore. That means we don't have port in Bangalore. You have to transport goods from Bangalore to Chennai, and from Chennai we can export to US. Okay, so whenever you are exporting from Bangalore, Bangalore to Chennai, you have to transport through by road or maybe some other transport by air. But from Chennai, you have to submit documents to the customs authorities for clearing your customs related activities. Here, yes, here your customs authorities will verify what are the goods you are trying to export and what is the quantity and whether you are following all customs related rules and regulations. Okay, if they feel that you are following all the rules and regulations and processes, then only they will approve your transit. Okay, so then only you are allowed to export goods from India to US. Okay, so in Chennai port we have customs office. Okay, so whenever you are exporting goods, your customs office authorities should approve your transit. Okay, so all these deals before implementing GTS, everybody used to contact your customs authorities manually. They used to process all the documents manually, and then they used to export the goods. Okay, so manual process always will take a lot of time, and if they are not meeting the deadlines, suppose you have committed delivering the goods by January 30th, Okay, and if you are not meeting those deadlines, then customer may impose certain penalties. And not only that, if you are not following rules and regulations imposed by the customs authorities, then even customs authorities also will impose lot of penalties. Okay, so to reduce these penalties, okay, and to meet the delivery dates and to boost up productivity, obviously your clients will implement SAP GTS. Okay, so these are the main benefits when business implement SAP GTS for processing their customs documents. Okay, so they can avoid penalties from the customs authorities. These penalties mainly imposed by the customs authorities. Okay,
Okay.
and also you can reduce cost. As of now, there is no standard system for handling your customs related activities. Either customers are forced to use multiple systems to handle customs related activities, and
Disturbance is
also,
coming.
sorry Prabhakar, sorry I didn't get you Prabhakar.
Some disturbance is coming. Some noise is coming.
One,
Sometimes.
yeah.
Yes, now voice is breaking sometimes in between.
Oh, can you go on mute and switch on this button
Okay,
whenever it
just
is required? Yeah, just click on this. Prabhakar, is it okay now? Okay, fine. So, as of now, we don't have any single system to handle your customs related activities. Either clients have to depend on multiple systems, and then they have to depend manual resources. They have to depend on individuals to handle these customs related activities. That is the reason SAP has introduced GTS to handle all these processes. Okay, so you can also minimize your delays and maximizing compliance. See, if you are not following the rules and regulations imposed by the customs authorities, then you will be under non-compliance. Okay, that is the reason clients have to implement SAP GTS to handle their customs related activities. Okay, and also through SAP GTS we can handle international trade agreements. We have certain agreements defined globally like NAFTA agreement or EU agreement. It is an agreement, trade agreement between the countries. Okay, to handle those agreements also they have to implement SAP GTS. So this is the overall about SAP GTS. Okay, I'll tell you. So let me put it here. This is your ECC system. So obviously this international trade will increase on day by day, and if you look at from last 10 years it is growing because of the globalization. See, nowadays it is must to depend, every country has to depend on another country to handle their exports and imports. Right? You cannot survive importing your goods or exporting your goods to other country or from other country. So that is the reason you will have lot of opportunities if imports and exports are growing. See, companies are forced to implement SAP GTS to handle their exports and imports. If exports or imports are growing, obviously we'll have lot of opportunities to deal with exports and imports, and we'll also be placed to handle in global projects. That means we'll be always in global projects. Since these exports and imports are growing, there is an opportunity for us to implement this GTS to multiple clients. Sukant, is it clear?
Yes, Rakesh, yes.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, if business is increasing, obviously clients will implement your SAP GTS. If more implementations are coming in, obviously we'll have
Mm-hmm.
more growth in the career in SAP GTS.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And we'll also be placed in global projects. We'll not be dealing with domestic projects. Okay. And since we are dealing with international business, we'll also get more package and then
Mm-hmm.
more exposure to international business.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Sukant? Any doubts here?
Yes,
Any doubts here?
no, it's okay. But I mean, so there is lots of opportunity to there are many companies still they didn't implement your
Implement
GTS.
SAP GTS.
They're in pipeline, I think so.
Yes, yes. And one more
Those
thing I
are
want to
the
tell you.
yes, yes.
Uh, Many clients, they have already implemented SAP ECC.
Yes.
Okay, so they know the taste
Mm-hmm.
of SAP.
Yes.
Okay, so for companies, it is very easy for them to convince, and then they can implement SAP GTS to their clients, to their existing clients.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so that is the reason we have lot of opportunities on SAP GTS. And one more thing,
Mm-hmm.
we have foreign trade in SAP SD, right?
Yes.
But it is not able to handle all the customs related activities.
Mm-hmm.
Through foreign trade also, you can handle exports documents and import related documents.
Mm-hmm.
But we do not have option to communicate with the customs authorities directly.
Correctly.
Mm-hmm.
That means you have to process those documents again manually.
Mm.
And there
That
are
discussion should be manually only.
Yes, and there are so many functionalities which is not available in foreign
Mm-hmm.
trade, and it is
Mm-hmm.
included in SAP GTS. Suppose we have a functionality called SPL. Sorry, one sec. We have a functionality called SP. Why it is not SPL screening? Okay, we have a functionality called preference processing. Sorry, I think some problem with my keyboard. Okay, let me open here. I think it got stuck. Wait. So we have a functionality called SPL screening. So here what we will do is, suppose we have a customer called ABC Aviation Company. Okay, this is a description, not the number, right? So if you want to block this customer based on the description, we do not have any functionality in ECC, right? You can block the customers in XT02 by entering the customer number, or you can search the customer number with this description, and then only you can block it. But in GTS, you can block this customer ABC Aviation Company by searching these words. That means globally there are some bad customers list available. Okay, these customs authorities will provide blocked customers list. Also we'll call it as sanction party list. So here what we will get is, we will get all list of bad customers. Okay, see, when you are exporting goods from India to US, you do not know whether your customer is a good customer or bad customer, because he is in US, not in India. So if we have this bad customers list in our system will automatically screen your customers, and then if it is available in this list, your sales order will be blocked in your ECC itself. That means there is a flexibility of knowing whether your customer is a genuine customer or bad customer. Okay, that functionality is available in your GTS. And as I said earlier, we have preference processing in your risk management. Here it deals with lot of agreements available globally, like your NAFTA. This is between US, Canada and Mexico. So assume that your company is established in US and you are importing any of these countries, you will be getting some benefit from the duties. That means companies can save lot of duty when you are importing goods from these countries. So that is basically an agreement which provides the benefit, that is called NAFTA. So we do not have any system to deal with all these agreements. And like this, we have around 250 agreements defined globally.
Your voice is breaking, Rakesh. What is? Hello.
Is it clear now? Hello, Sukant, is it clear now? Hello.
What same situation? Same problem.
Yeah, breaking voice. Your voice breaking.
Is it clear now, Prabhakara?
Yeah, no Rakesh. Same kind of situation.
What I can do now? Maybe I can reconnect. That's what I can do.
Okay, okay.
Actually, today my Wi-Fi is not working. I have connected through data card. Maybe because of this reason.
Yeah, maybe.
It can be used.
Yeah, there is some network issue in my area,
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, okay,
but data card should work. I have connected through idea.
Mm-hmm.
okay, okay.
Okay,
Sometimes it's why okay, but
now is it okay?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I'll go
yeah,
slowly.
okay, okay.
Okay, no problem.
So
Uh,
I'll go slowly.
yes.
So to deal with all these trade agreements,
When you told like regarding NIFTA, could you please explain again?
it is an NAFTA agreement.
Uh,
NAFTA agreements done between these three countries. Okay.
okay. Mm-hmm.
So your company is established. Assume that your company is established in US and they are importing goods from these countries, Canada or Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in that case, what will happen is they'll get a duty benefit. Suppose, see, we have you take any motor. Okay. So this motor can be imported from China or from Canada or Mexico. Assume that your company is established in US. Okay. So when you are importing from China, you have to pay 10% duty to your customs authorities. Okay. But whereas same motor you can also import from Canada. If you are importing from Canada, there will be a duty free or reduced duty, or it may be something like 2% or 3%. So there will be a lot of duty benefit if they are importing from these participating countries. Clear, Sukant? To boost the productivity
Uh,
in to boost the productivity and employment in these countries, they have formed as a group and then
mm-hmm.
they have these norms and regulations. I'll tell you in detail when we are
Mm-hmm.
explaining in trade preference processing, but this is the concept
Mm-hmm.
of risk management preference processing. Okay,
Okay.
so this is the overall about SAP GTS and the opportunities we'll have in SAP GTS. Any doubts, Sushant here? Prabhakar,
Yeah, no, no doubts, no doubts.
Sukant, any doubts?
Yes, I mean, what are the things to cover in this GTS? Like SAPST, there are many scenarios and how the things are there. And
Yes.
like that, that much vast this is
So
SAP
here,
GTS.
yes, here I have to tell you few more points also.
Mm-hmm.
We have ECC system. Sorry, assume that this is your ECC system and this is your
Mm-hmm.
GTS system. Okay, so here let me put it in diagram so that you can understand easily. And this is your SAP GTS. Okay, and we'll have something called RFC connection. RFC here. So here we'll have many core modules like SD, FICO, and we'll have PP, and we'll have ABAP. Okay, so we'll have MM. These are the core modules in ECC, right? So whenever
Mm-hmm.
we log into ECC system, you can directly access your all core modules. But GTS will not be available in your ECC system. It has to be maintained in a separate server. or separate box.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to connect your EC system and GTS system through RFC. This is a basic settings which has to be established between your ECC system and GTS system. Okay, and you can also connect through PI, process integration PI, but there is a difference when you connect your ECC system uh, to your GTS system. SAP recommends connecting through RFC. Why? Because whenever you create a sales order in your ECC, that has to be transferred to GTS system. Here we'll create customs document. So whenever you save sales order in your ECC system, that will be transferred through RFC, and then immediately customs document will be created in your GTS system. It will be done in your live environment if you connect through RFC. Suppose
Mm-hmm.
if you connect through PI, as soon as you create sales order in your ECC, one IDOC will be generated, and you have to set up batch jobs for processing all your IDOCs, and then those IDOCs will be transferred to your GTS system, and then your customs document will be created. So that means it will not happen in your live environment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is the reason SAP recommends to connect your GTS system through RFC. Remote functioning calls.
Mm. So I mean, through RFC configuration also it will generate the type of place.
No, no, no. It will not generate any IDOC. Directly,
Oh, I mean, there is no concept of, I mean, integration with GTS and these ECC modules. It will connect through RFC itself, right?
yeah, it will connect through RFC, but we'll be using
Mm-hmm.
SD and in ECC system. That means
And there is
whenever
no integration. Integration part is not there between
integration part
SD
is
and
not there.
GTS.
No, no, integration,
Okay.
integration only. You have to
Okay.
integrate with these
This,
modules.
yes. This modules it is integrated, but with GTS it is not integrated, right?
No, no, no. With GTS you have to integrate. That means, let me put it this:
Mm-hmm.
we'll be creating. It is a two-way process. So that means, as I said earlier, whenever we create a sales order, customs document will be created in GTS system. That means you have to use SD and for your export and import related documents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there is an integration with SD and and we'll
Okay. I
also,
mean, we will cover both the sections like MM part and SD part here, right? For
yes,
GTS.
yes, I'll cover. But
Mm-hmm.
what we will do is I will tell in detail about SD. That means export part I will tell you in detail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So whenever
Mm-hmm.
we are assigning export document, there you have to assign import document.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'll tell you the export process, and I'll ask you to configure import process, so that you'll have a
Okay.
practice also, and whatever
Mm-hmm.
issues you are getting,
Mm-hmm.
we'll be discussing in the session. That is the whole
Okay.
idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'll also tell you how you have to set up your RFC connection in between.
Okay. And PI connection also?
PI connection, no, we cannot connect through PI, and that is
Okay.
not
Through
recommended.
RFC also.
Either RFC or
Mm-hmm.
PI we have to use. We'll use
Uh-huh.
RFC.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
This is the syllabus here. Here I'll be connecting
Mhm.
your R3 server to your GTS system, and we'll also
Mhm.
have general settings like defining organization structure, and there are some legal regulations we
Mhm.
have to define in the system, and country groups,
Mhm.
and then activation of your legal regulations.
Mhm.
And we need master data for creating your customs document as well as your
Mhm.
declarations. So that will be covered under
Mhm.
master data.
Yeah.
This organization structure is nothing but enterprise structure we have in SD, right? Similar way, we have to
Okay.
define organization structure in your GTS system.
Mhm.
And product master is nothing but your material master, but we'll call product
Okay.
master in GTS. And we'll also
Okay.
transferring all customers and vendors from ECC to GTS system.
Mhm.
Okay. And
Okay.
under compliance, we'll have embargo checks, SPL screening, and also license management. I'll tell you what it is about the syllabus, but this will
Mhm.
be covering in our sessions. And in the customs
Okay.
management, we'll be connecting our GTS system to customs authorities. Okay.
Mhm.
So here, this is how you are connecting your ECC system to GTS system. But again, you have to connect your customs authority system. Okay. Suppose my company is Honeywell.
Mhm.
Okay. Like Honeywell, there are multiple companies who uses GTS as a system for processing custom related activities. So if I take Musk, okay. So you can name any
Mhm.
company. So we have many companies like this
Mhm.
who
So
uses
I have a
GT.
question.
One second, one
Like
second.
suppose, yes,
Yeah, tell me.
yes, actually, some logistic companies are there, like they are doing all those export related activities.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
I mean, uh, suppose we are the exporter and we are setting to some other logistic company. So, we need to integrate with these systems also.
Um, See, whoever is responsible for transporting goods from one country to another country, they have to implement.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So,
Hmm.
uh, these are the systems used by the respective countries as a system for processing customs related activities. Okay. Suppose US is using ACE. Okay. So, this system is used by the customs authorities. Okay. US
I mean,
customs
these are
authority.
the customer
Yes.
ACE and Atlas. These are the custom authorities from different country.
Yes. So customs authorities will use US customs authorities will use ACE as a
Mm.
system to handle customs related activities. That means export or import related activities. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So here we'll be connecting GTS to your customs authority system. So suppose if your client is established in Atlas, Germany, this is for Germany, and this is for European Union countries. And we have, see, like India, we do not have any standard system. We are not using any standard system for handling exports and import related activities. Okay, that is the reason we have something called broker here. From broker, we'll be sending it to customs authorities. Like if I say, even for Mexico also, we do not have any system. Okay, so in that scenario, we'll be sending all documents to your broker, and broker will process those documents to your customs authorities. Okay, Sukant, is it clear?
Okay.
Yes, yes, Rakesh.
So these are the scenarios globally available. ACE system is for handling your customs
Yes.
related activities for US, and Atlas is for Germany, NCTS is for European Union, and Mexico we do not have any system. That is the reason from GTS you will be sending all the documents to broker,
Okay.
and broker will collect all the documents and he'll be processing with the customs authorities.
So that is manually or through direct system we need to integrate this system?
Will be, I mean, broker will use some system, so we'll be sending it to
Mhm.
their system. Depends on the country, there will be multiple systems, so we'll call broker only.
Mhm.
So Mexico will have Gentran. Okay, so I mean, in my project we are using Gentran as a broker, and then
Mhm.
from Gentran he'll be collecting all the documents and then he'll be processing with the Mexico customs authorities.
Mhm.
So suppose if I take Honeywell is my project, so from Honeywell I have to send all the customs related documents to my broker, and then broker will process those documents to Mexico. So similarly, Musk also have to connect your US customs authorities or Atlas or NCTS.
Mhm. So I
Okay,
mean here there is no manual intervention is required, right?
so not required. If you are processing with other this AES or Atlas or NCTS, there is no manual
Mhm.
intervention required. Directly you can send it to US customs authorities.
Mhm.
Okay, so here we'll be using your ECC system, and then we'll be connecting GTS system.
Mhm.
Okay, that is the reason even for clients also it is very useful to implement SAP GTS, and
Mhm.
because they are already using ECC for handling their sales and SD documents, sales and purchasing documents.
Mhm.
Okay, and one more point I want to tell you, it is not only with your ECC system. So in this case, this will be your feeder system. You have to remember this term, feeder system, and this is your GTS system.
Mhm.
Okay, so in this scenario, your ECC is your feeder system. Okay, suppose what happens if I am not using ECC system? Can I implement my GTS? Okay, there may be other system used by the clients apart from your SAP ECC. Okay, that can be maybe Oracle.
Mhm. Yes.
Okay, another non-ECC system.
Mhm.
Okay,
So that is also integrated with GTS right now.
yes. So these two also we'll call it as feeder systems. And even in this case also, let me put it in diagram. Even in this case also, you can connect through RFC. This will be your GTS system, and this will be your RFC. So in this case, your feeder systems are non-AC systems or RKL. So even here also, you have to establish the connection similar way. It will be in, always it will be in two-way connection. Okay, that means you will be sending the documents from ECC to GTS, and then there are some, you have to remove the blocks and all. So in that case, you have to communicate from GTS to SD also.
Okay.
So that is the reason we have to establish the connection in two-way direction. And again, this setup is similar. This is how you have to connect your customs authorities from your GTS system. So this entire functionality is not available in your ACC system, in your foreign trade. Right, Shushank?
Yes, Rakesh.
So any doubts here?
No doubts.
Sukant, any doubts, Sukant?
As you told, I mean, that ACA Atlas and these are not available very tutorials. Could you please repeat again that?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
And just before you told something, I mean, this, I mean, ACA Atlas and
Yes.
NCTs,
Yes. These are the systems used by the customs authorities.
yes, that is okay. But just before told something is not available in export or something.
Yeah. So this automatic sending of documents will not be available in your ECC system.
Yes.
Okay.
It will
What I am trying to
available
say
in
is,
GTS itself.
yes, what I am trying to say is you cannot connect from ECC to your customs authorities. That functionality is not available, but only in GTS it is available.
Okay.
Here itself you can save a lot of money and you can avoid a lot of manual intervention.
Yes.
You don't need to depend on individuals. Okay. System will take care of processing your documents automatically, and then you can save a lot of time. Okay. You know, right, how difficult it is when you are dealing with customs officials.
Yes.
That if you are processing manually, it will take a lot of time. Okay. So now, suppose your Honeywell is, you are implementing your Honeywell to your US. Okay. That means you have to connect to your ACE system. Okay. Same Honeywell you are trying to implement for your Atlas also, for your Germany. Okay. In that case, you have to establish connection to your Atlas system.
Okay.
So that means for each individual country, you have to implement this connection. Okay.
Okay.
And you have to follow, see, US is following different set of processes and Germany will be following different set of processes. Similar way, European Union and Mexico also will be following different processes. So you have to set up all those processes in your GTS system. That means your implementation will take a lot of time. I mean, it is not like uh, suppose if you implement US, it cannot be rolled out to your Germany. See, in SD, what we will do is if you implement for one country, for remaining countries you can implement in 3 months or 4 months, right?
Hmm.
But in GTS it will take 6 months minimum. Why? Because you have to set up connection with your German system. Assume that you have already implemented for US, and
Okay.
then and you have to set up all those processes followed by Germany.
So I mean, for each country it will take 6 months if you can.
More than 6 months.
If
See,
it
for
is.
us to implement for Mexico, it took more than 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Now we are implementing for US.
Oh,
Earlier we have also implemented for Australia and New Zealand. Germany we have
oh.
implemented initially,
Hmm.
and Australia and New Zealand also we have broker.
Hmm.
Okay, and we'll have Australia and New Zealand. This is your interview question also. Okay,
Okay.
so which system used by the US customs authorities, or how you can connect your Mexican customs authorities? They may ask you, is there any system used by Mexican customs authorities?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, because if you are working on any project, then only you will come to know that is there any system available or not.
Okay.
That is the reason they will ask you this question. Okay, because even I mean most of the people doesn't know how they connect Mexico. Why? Because they start implementing from Germany first, so automatically they'll connect with Atlas, and NCTS when they are implementing for European countries they'll connect this, but they do not know how they have to connect to Mexican customs authorities. Okay, so this is how we connect Mexican customs authorities. So Sukant, any doubts here?
No, it's clear about this.
Okay.
So, I mean, what are the contents we need to cover in this GS, GTS?
So I'll be covering everything from setting up the communication. I will show you how you have to
Mm.
connect your ECC system to your GTS system,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
and we'll have general settings. Starting from the general settings, we'll have master data also. I'll be covering this master data. Entire thing,
So, could you
whatever.
share with me this your content?
Yes, I'll share this content.
Mhm. And that
And the need.
regarding the server access, I discussed earlier with you, and that I mean there is no dummy server for this to use regularly, but you have to take the access from online only, right?
Yes, online only we have to take, and let me show you how you have to connect MSTSC. This is how you have to connect GTS user 7. Sorry, GTS phone. So here, this is the login pad. Here we have ECC system and GTS system. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
this is your GTS easy access screen, not this one. Let me open this. So this will be your easy access. and this is the T code we'll use frequently. We'll call it as GTS area menu. Here you can see that compliance management, customs management, and risk management. This is not required. Electronic compliance reporting. This is only for your reporting purpose. And here you can see that system communication, everything. So to connect the system, your GTS system to your ECC, we will be using that. So I will be covering everything. Complaints I will be covering, customs I will be covering, risk I will be covering. In the risk I will be covering preference processing. These two I will be covering. Okay.
Okay.
Restitution they are planning to remove. I think even letter of credit also they will be removing from GTS. See now,
Okay.
let me tell you, many companies they have implemented only complaints.
Mm-hmm.
Even Microsoft project also they have implemented only complaints management. They do not have customs management. Now,
Okay.
now they are trying to implement customs management.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, many companies they have implemented only complaints management. They have not yet implemented customs management.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now slowly they are trying to implement customs management. What I am trying to say is it is in starting stage.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and very few companies only implemented preference processing. So that means in the interview, if you tell them that I know preference processing, that means you know everything in GTS.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll be
Mm-hmm.
having lot of opportunities when we learn preference processing and even customs management.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Because nowadays, I mean, they have implemented custom complaints management, and now they are trying to implement only customs management.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know till here also, we'll be getting lot of opportunities. But if you know even preference also, then that means you are more than eligible.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Next one is the electronic complaints reporting. So,
Now here, electronic complaints reporting, it is reporting purpose. Here we'll call it as
mm-hmm.
intrastat.
Mm-hmm.
Intrastat is used only for Germany.
Okay. I
Okay.
mean, shall we cover this system administration and electronic complaint reporting, these things?
Yes, I'll cover this, but it is nothing. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it is only administration purpose. System communication will be using for connecting GTS system.
Okay. Okay.
So this will be part
Mm-hmm.
of your connections, setting up communication. Okay. And here, whatever commodity codes and classification we have, that will be covered your
Mm-hmm.
classification here. Even, let me go. We have a classification here. Even here also we have a
Mm-hmm.
classification. So here it will be covered. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So this GTS, if you, I mean, if we install in our system, so how much memory it will require, or it always
No, the
ask
thing
with
is,
this
the thing is,
online?
the thing is, we cannot install in our system.
Okay.
Why? Because
Mm.
uh, as I shown in the this one, you have to connect your ECC to your GTS, right?
Mm.
So we are only establishing the connection, okay?
Mm.
But there should be a server assigned to your system connections, okay? That will be
Mm.
that cannot be installed in our system. Either you have to get it from this, because in Hyderabad they are maintaining some servers to
Mm-hmm.
handle only GTS. Okay, that is the reason we have the
Mm.
access. Otherwise, we cannot connect.
Mm-hmm.
But if you, they'll also install server in your system, but they'll charge more,
Mm.
around 25 or 30 they'll charge.
Oh, that's much. Mm.
But still, if you want to install, then you can do it. But you need at least 8 GB RAM. That's what they told me.
Oh, 8 GB RAM. Mm.
Any doubts, Shrikant? Sukant,
No,
right?
it's okay. Yes, Sukant.
Sukant or Sukant?
Sukant, Sukant.
Okay.
Sukant.
So any doubts, Sukant?
So, mm, and for our timings,